All right, here it is. Finally got it in today. My Wingbits WB200. The 3 dBi antenna on it. Yes, I added the stickers, but this was a gift from them. The first gift that I have really gotten, physical, I guess you could call it gift, that I've gotten from a project. No, I have supported this project from almost day one. We're going on about 2 years now. And I can't say how happy I am that I got this in. If y'all followed my story on this, I'm just ecstatic right now and I could tell you, pictures don't do this thing justice. I knew it looked kind of small, but the weight on this is a solid product. This is a solid product right here. Like, it's got some weight to it. It's heavy, you know, um, it's pretty cool. I can't wait to start playing with this. Welcome back to another video. This is y'all's favorite video y'all asked for. I don't know why. It's a long, boring journey every Monday. But hey, it's our Monday wrap-up video, Monday weekly project recaps or anything like that, whatever you want to call it. But it's not a grumpy day for me, I have to say. Yesterday was Easter, and we had some issues at work, and I had to work basically all weekend with some network issues and stuff like that. But it rained all day today. Network issues still going on. Lost power in another building. Now some new network ghosts going in there. We have a switch failing, trying to figure out, and I'm still happy. Why am I happy? If you saw my Twitter post before this video started, you'll know that I've been whining like a little baby because I thought I was getting one of these, and here's my flying saucer. And like a spoiled little kid, I'm happy right now. But all jokes aside, I have to thank the Wingbits team. This is the first, I've been doing this YouTube thing for over 2 years now, and this is the first time that I have been gifted or given for testing or whatever you want to call it, from any project. And it's for somebody like me, it kind of what's the word I want to use? It kind of validates some of the stuff. Like, some of the stuff I think, people think of me as a joke. I think of myself as a joke sometimes, even though I am here to try to help y'all. I did a video yesterday to try to help people who are asking about advanced, SDRs and different things to use AirSpy minis and stuff. And I did an hour, and I watched the whole thing when I was editing it, and it was actually an hour and a half, and I took half of it out, and I'm like, this still doesn't make sense. But I spent like 9 hours recording it. I'm like, I'm just gonna put it out there. If people can follow along, that's good. Hopefully it helps 1 or 2 people. If it helps 1 or 2 people, this, like, I watch other people's YouTube videos. I'm like, I don't look like that. They look like they have a professional production team. And here I am with bad lighting. I never can get right. A mic in my face, I can't figure out. No background. I'm, this kind of thing makes me feel like I'm appreciated, and I really do. And I can't tell you how excited. I even put the little stickers on the front, so this is the WB200, as far as y'all, as y'all know. And I can't thank the Wingbits team enough for them sending me this again. They mentioned to me about trying to send me one a while back, and when everybody else kind of got theirs in and I didn't get one, I was like, man, I thought I was supposed to be getting one. And I thought I was getting one like for an unboxing video, and they said, no, we're just trying to give you one to give you one. You know, I've been supporting them from almost day one. So that's basically what it was. And I'm ecstatic that I got this in. I got to figure out where I'm going to put it at, because I want to put this somewhere. You know, if I got to take one of my DIY stations down, that I can put this somewhere that I can play around with it. Y'all know I plan on doing a lot of testing with this. I've been telling y'all that I'm planning on doing a lot of testing with this. You know, this has a 3 dBi antenna on it. And, you know, I know some people are eager to take this off, but some of the results I'm seeing from people, I don't think you need the rush to take this antenna off just yet. So, you know, it does have a a TNC connector on the bottom. So you're going to need some kind of adapter if you swap this out, or some good feed line. And I think some people make things harder, and I have that disease also, making things harder than what it is, but I can't tell y'all how solidly built this thing is. It's a solid built, heavy device. Looking at it on some of the pictures that I saw online and what people said, this thing looked like, I thought it was like a plastic I think it would crack, but it's not. It's like a cast metal almost. But I can't wait to plug this in and play with it like a toy. I couldn't wait to get home from work today to open this up. I knew it was coming in, and I'm just ecstatic that I got this in. Again, I want to thank the Wingbits guys for this. I'm not gonna lie to you, Axie had a lot to do with it. I know he was asking and mentioned it and stuff like that, and kind of kept on about it. And I have to thank all the guys, Robin, all that. And y'all know that I am a big believer in this project. I've turned a lot of people onto it, you know, like total, you know, I just counted. I have turned at least around here 32. I have 32 devices between me, my friends from work that I've turned, you know, this project on to. And that's just kind of locally around here. There's no telling how many people that have watched my videos and gotten in this project. So I have been fully supporting this project, and I think it's going to do very well. Now, financial advice, don't know what the token price is going to be, but I think with me having 14 devices, now 15 devices, I've stacked my chips pretty well, I think. So hopefully everybody's happy with this project. If you watched my video yesterday, we're going to get into it a little bit more when I go to the Wingbits section. You know, I found a new person stepping on me who don't know who the godfather of the golf is, and I have to teach them. And, you know, it is what it is. But I'm not going to be grumpy about it today. I'm happy today. So let's get on with this video. Also, while we giving props out, y'all know that I have not been the most positive about DIMO because of the price action with their project. But again, if they, you know, they stepped up, and if they had some good customer service, I'm going to call them out. And I have to thank the DIMO people. I've told y'all before about my DIMO macaron that's in my truck, and sometimes it gets stuck where it says it hasn't updated in like literally 17 years. Or the only way it updates is if I unplug it and plug it back in. If I go 3 or 4 days, I drive the truck every day. That's how much I work. And the only way it will stay connected or show connected is if I unplug it and plug it back in over and over. I contacted them, made a ticket, and they shipped me on a new one. And here it is. And I have to ship the old one back. They gave me an RMA label. I got to ship the old one back to them, but still, they didn't give me no hassle. This is a ticket that we've had open for a little while now while they tried a couple of different things. And then they said, we're shipping you a new one. So this one was made last year. I'm sure it's got a little update, but again, I want to thank the DIMO people for taking care of me. I'll give them props that they took care of it. Here's the new one that they shipped out. So, all right, now that we got all that out the way, again, I appreciate everybody's come here. Before we go any further, the usual spiel, please like this video. I'm getting more and more views on videos. The likes just aren't going up with it. Just if you can just take 1 minute, right, or 1 second right now, look down, hit that thumbs up button, and that's all you got to do. And just keep on watching after that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. So I appreciate it. So what else has been going on in crypto? yesterday, while I'm making that video, we had a huge jump in Bitcoin. So yesterday, while I'm making that video, I'm watching this chart behind me, and it's going up. And it was like a steep incline yesterday. Don't know exactly what was going on, but either way, when we did our video last week, we were at 83,000. So we went up basically almost 5,000 since last week, which is a significant increase. So when we look at it from where we were last week, at one point we're up almost 6%. Now we at about 5%. And even though it doesn't really look like it, like Solana, you had 5% compared to, where it was last week. That's going off the price that's right now, up to almost 10% at one point. But it is right now, right at about 5%. And Peak, we're in Peak right now. Again, none of this is financial advice, but Peak actually had at one point, the day after, or 2 days after our video, it actually had a 25% increase. I don't know what drove it. I haven't really looked into that. But, then it came back down and has been kind of sideways since then. But either way, it's up 10%, which, don't get me wrong, 11 cents to 12 cents. But hey, I'll take the increase right now. In VET, which is one of my favorite alts that I've been really pushing lately, it's actually down right now. It didn't have that big increase like Peak did. It came down to 0.021, back up to this level. So, if you take where it was a couple days ago, it was at 5%, or yesterday, and it's come back down. I'm very surprised by this. Despite how some people feel, and I made a mention to it in my video, I think it was yesterday, that I was watching WrestleMania with my daughter in between making videos and stuff. And despite how you feel about wrestling, or if it's fake, yes, it's fake, scripted, whatever, still, I've seen some barbed wire matches and some extreme matches that you can say it's fake all you want, but there's some things you're not faking. Yes, we all know it's scripted. We know who's going to win. They know who's going to win a month before the match happens. Not doubting any of that. I'm not stupid. But when I've experienced WrestleMania twice down here, I've also experienced Super Bowl down here. You can say what you want, but a WrestleMania experience now to WWE is nearly, I'm not saying this exactly, but it is nearly the same type of price impact on a city with the Super Bowl than it is with WrestleMania. They have people from all over the world that comes and sees that. People who all over the world who watch it. And I made a Twitter post Saturday night because VeChain was all over it. VeChain had something going on with the UFC. The parent company that has UFC also has something to do with WWE. I don't know the whole combination, connect the dots thing, but VeChain was posted on the actual ring mat. So when camera was a high enough angle, you saw the VeChain, and for one or two of the matches, VeChain would flash on the side. I thought VeChain would have a little bit of increase from that. Goes to show you, not all advertising works, or maybe it brought some more people exposure, or maybe the people watching already kind of knew about VeChain, or see VeChain and have no idea what the hell it is. All right, well, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on to these projects so we're not wasting everybody's time and dragging this video on for longer. Last week's video, I went super fast. Nobody complained. I'm going to try to keep it at that kind of same level if there's no big updates. Again, if you want updates throughout the middle of the week, go to Grumpy's new Discord. I have 87 new members, or 87 members now. Y'all know last week I was at 25 last Monday, and my goal was to hit 50, and did more than that. So, hey, I appreciate all 87 people. I guess I am one of them. So 86 people who have joined. We have some good mods. Y'all have seen them around with a lot of projects. And I got one on the waiting list that wants to be a mod. That I probably just let him be a mod. we don't have a lot of stuff going on, but I'm hoping more and more people will join, give it a chance. And it's just a place that I can put all the projects. Look, y'all asked for it. I've had several people ask me to create a Discord. I don't know why, because I really don't have a project. We always joked about doing a meme coin one day. I'm not saying that that's ever out of the question, but no, I worry about y'all, and I want to see people do good with their money. And I just don't know if a meme coin is going to be that great. I might need to experiment one time by myself with it and just see what happens. But if y'all want to come to the new Discord, I would appreciate it. Just join, just to help me with the numbers. Come see what it's got. This link that you see up here is also going to be in the description below. You can click on that link and it'll bring you directly into the Discord. There's a little quiz you have to, or verification. I see there's a couple people who have joined but did not verify, and it's people who I know are real people. So y'all come join and come see what we're doing. So moving on with our projects, again, make sure you hit the like button if you can, help this video out. I appreciate it. But our first project is going to be, number one again, is Entropy. Entropy's price has kind of come back up a little bit. We saw some selling action last week, and I think yesterday, day before, it had some very serious selling action, and it's kind of come back, averaging between 130 to 140,000 tokens a day mining. And when what I do is every Monday, me and the guy at work, we remind each other that, hey, today's the day to claim our Entropy. I actually had one of my Entropies fail last week. And sometimes it gets stuck and it says a claim is in progress. It is really not. I was supposed to go back and try it again. Professor has always said sometimes you got to give it 5 or 10, 15 minutes to reset. And I didn't go do that. So I burned 7 days, 6 days, whatever it was, worth of Entropy. Again, that's the bad part about waiting once a week. But hey, it's supposed to be is better on the gas fees and stuff. So here I am again, burning a mess load of Entropy. And I think that had to be probably close to 1 million Entropy, if I'm not mistaken. Whatever 7 times 130,000 tokens is. Hey, it is what it is. It's my fault for not going back and looking. So y'all know, as y'all can see, I'm still burning a mess load of tokens. So we're still patiently waiting for Entropy A. We were all hyped up about it with the new NFTs that you had to get, and we're kind of on a holding pattern right now. They have those new Ashlar miners that are coming out. I want one of those miners so I can bring it here and show it to y'all and spread that hype, because this is a cool project. DPIN meets meme coin type of thing. It's nothing. Miners eat first and that kind of stuff like that. They just have that second law that kills you that says basically you can't sell right now. I don't know at what point, because I get this question. So people ask this question several times a week. At what point do you think we're going to be able to start selling Entropy? I don't know. That's something that's never mentioned. I thought Entropy A was going to get relaxed. Hey, we're not fully into Entropy A yet, so I'm not saying that that's not going to happen, but there's no talk about it. At some point, we have to be able to sell a little bit. I've told you before, I didn't really want to mention it because I've mentioned it in enough videos already. I did my taxes last week. Even though I was taking out extra and making payments like I'm supposed to, me and a whole bunch of people at work, we all owe. And I owe a pretty decent amount, a couple of thousand. That Entropy looks awfully enticing. It looks so sexy in that freaking Phantom wallet, because that one wallet right there would make all my tax problems go away. Can't do it though. I'd be kicked from the project and all this other stuff, and Jeter the leader would get me, and it's killing me. So trust me, nobody knows how much it hurts that I can't sell than me right now. Life happens, I've always been one to say that, hey, they want y'all to hold on to it. You got to hold on to it. You got to hold on to it. When something happens in your life, like what's happening to me right now, top of my son graduating from high school next year. Next month. Next month. My daughter's next year. Next month. On top of my daughter's softball team is going back to state finals again. I got paid for a hotel room for that and all this. the state championship. I'm sorry, softball team state championship. It's on the other side of the state. I got to pay for all that. That Entropy looks so sexy in that wallet. Try not to, man. I'm trying to stay strong for the cause, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Number 2, GeoDNet. GeoDNet price has stayed solid since our video last week. When I did my video last week, is right at about 21 cents. Here we are 7 days later, still holding strong at 21 cents. What I'm noticing is, as I was kind of working on this sheet, yes, the price of Bitcoin jumped up 10%, 5%, 10%, depending on when you looked at it. Alts did not do that. And the fact that GeoDNet has held strong at that 21 cent level, I'm happy. Getting about 24 Geo today, and that's about $5. I am worried about the halving that's coming up. I will make sure everybody knows about that, because anybody who wants to go drop $700 for a device right now needs to understand there will be some rewards being sliced in half. Just in case you want a GeoDNet device, you can go to the iFix.ai website, help feed a poor family, by using my code GrumpyDad56 at checkout, and it will get you 10% off of those items. Like GeoSigner, I have a GeoSigner device. Wingbits has this fancy new device right here, which is for the Wingbits device, but you know that there is another version like this that has the red bottom on it, and it's not the red bottom heels, but it is a combination Wingbits and GeoDNet device. And again, Helium, highfix.ai, you go to that website, they do ship worldwide from what I'm told. You can use my code for 10% off any of these devices you just saw, or the GeoSigner devices, and you help me out. But it's not just about help me out, is you're saving 10%. And when you're buying a device that's $690.50, that's $69 you're saving by using my code. So yes, I'm shilling codes out there. I have to raise money as best as I can. So I'm honest and straight with y'all. But it's not just all about helping me. Y'all are getting 10% off also. The combination Wingbits GeoDNet device that we talked about, it's $1,000. So you're saving $100 by using this device. So one announcement that we did see from GeoDNet is that they do have some new super hexes dropping this weekend. This came out about 2 days ago. The way that the staking on these hexes are happening and how fast they're happening, I'm willing to bet that these are probably already staked up already. People are making some very good rewards, but hey, you can go on there, check the announcement section. This should post in my Discord. If not, I'll make sure it's forwarded. But this is pretty big deal. People are doing very well by staking on new super hexes. It just seems like it, and they must be doing good, because whenever they announce them like this, it fills up very quickly. All right, so we're moving on to our next project. Next project's gonna be Chirp. Same thing. I'm telling you, I'm running Chirp KAGE a lot. I know I say the same things every week. I sound like a parrot, but it's true. Chirp, same thing. Price has not really moved. To me, it's a good thing when some of these other alts have dropped dramatically. On my Chirp Blackbird miner, the main miner, I am making about $4 a day right now. Some people have been kind of criticizing that they think this Chirp price should be going up. Hell, if it goes up, that'll be wonderful. It goes up just to 4 cents. Now I'm making $8 a day. So a little more than 5-6 cents. It's my number one project. If it ever that does. Again, none of this is financial advice. I have no idea if that's ever going to happen. Chirp KAGE app needs to do a rewards drop. They keep saying, beginning of May. They guarantee it'll happen at some point by the beginning of May. It could happen tomorrow. It could have happened while I'm doing this video, or it could wait till that first week of May. Nobody knows. They keep telling y'all this is only meant to be a little bit of a supplement, not really to carry you in the Chirp project. There's going to be people that complain, but hey, it's a way to get a little bit. This thing runs in the background, got some cool challenges. I got mine, I think, right here, and it's just sitting here running. Nope, it's actually dead. It's been running all day while I was at work. So what's happening if you don't charge your phone? You know, they got this kind of some kind of encrypted announcement. Like, look, I'm too old for this. This is kind of like sometimes when Entropy goes and puts announcements out, I feel like I gotta go do acid. Not that I really did acid before, but I can only imagine what LSD must be like reading some of these things or typing them out. But encrypted fragments, Feather of Chronos will be appearing in the world. Murray has built scanners. Man, just tell me what the hell it is. Is it something else I'm supposed to be scanning? You know, if I find a feather, I get 10,000 chirp. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I run this chirp cage constantly, and I'm going down in rankings. Not that I ever want to, and I know I say this every week, I'm sorry, but not that I ever want to accuse people of cheating, but I'm accusing people of cheating. I drove to Mississippi, rode along the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, scanning all kinds of new cellular, which is 100 points a piece. Scanning all kinds of new Wi-Fi. And I didn't move in the rankings. I did a video a couple of weeks ago. I was at rank 37, I think. I'm at rank 41 or 42 right now. I don't know how that's possible. Unless they're going through cities and going into new cities constantly and very populated cities, I don't see how that's possible. But it is, it is what it is. All right, so we're moving on. Next, what we're going to have? We're going to have Junkcoin. Couldn't get ahead of myself. Junkcoin, no real new announcements or anything like that. Price has kind of bounced back a little bit. You have to say Junkcoin has actually had some pretty good price action. It was down to this 0.0043 level right here. And last week when we did our video, let's see, it was about the 14th, somewhere around up in here, 0.0005, and it actually went up to 0.0056 in here. So it's still on this nice steady incline. That's a good thing. Still making about $1 a day with it right now, which I'm happy with. For a free project that runs on the ESP32, $1 a day, you never know what the future holds. So that's not bad at all. All right, so we're moving on. No real announcements from Junkcoin. Next is going to be WeatherXM. WeatherXM's another one. Price kind of stayed the same. Looking at it last week, it was at 22 cents when I did the video. It's at 22 cents now. Making about 44 cents a day. None of this has really changed. No real big announcements for it. While I wouldn't buy a new device, then that's just me. I had recently in my Discord server, I have a section for people who are looking for hosts to host their devices or people who are willing to host. And I actually had somebody contact me telling me that he had a WeatherXM device that was supposed to be hosted by somebody. That person moved. Hey, I've had that happen before, so I know exactly what that feels like. And he asked me to host a WeatherXM. I have several places I can host WeatherXMs around here. So with network connections and things like that. So I actually am waiting for his device to come up tomorrow. And we worked a usual host deal out. And I'm going to go install it, try to go install it tomorrow. It's been raining nonstop all day today. It's supposed to be raining nonstop through Wednesday. But I'm going to try to get that installed for him and, get it up and running. So I will install somebody else's WeatherXM. I'm not going to buy one, but we'll see. We'll see what the price action does. The price action recovers. It could do pretty well. Some people are still looking to purchase these. They have a lot of faith in the project, and I wish them luck. And we'll see how that works out. And no real updates with WeatherXM. Helium IoT, a little disappointed because they had some very good price action going on last week. Last week we did our video and we had this price action that came in. Price action came in Saturday or Sunday, whatever it was, and really jumped this price up. And, people probably were shocked by it, took some profits. I don't know. But when we did our video last week, we were at about, I don't know, about 360 something, and we're actually down to 340. We came down to this 325 level, found support, came back up, and we've just been bouncing sideways like a lot of other things you saw today. So that's Helium, what they're doing. Of course, there's no really new announcements. Look, I see a lot of people on Twitter just really still trying to push this, talking about the amount of data that's being burned and the credits, and burning Helium and things like that. It's not really reflecting in the price. But hey, I'm all for it. I hope this project can really take off on another level and catch his breath, get back up there again. I'd love to see this price action get up there to the $20, $30 level. It's never financial advice. I know I'm gonna keep saying that, but I still say a couple months back we were trying to we almost hit $10, not even close to the bull market at that point. I don't see it ever going to $40, $50 again. But hey, $25, $30 HNT, I would do very well. All right, so we're moving on again. ERWIN got a new website. When you go to the dashboard, you can see that new website. It looks very clean. I like it. Shows you all the boxes open. I just, there's a lot of us that complain about the whole 3-day, the 3-day charging that happened, that you have to charge every 3 days. Perfect example is I've been trying to remind people every 3 days in my Discord. If you're in ERWIN, you need to join my Discord, because me and another guy have been trying to keep up every 3 days, reminding you it's time to charge your ERWIN. I tried to charge my ERWIN yesterday for Easter when I was sitting around bored at my mother-in-law's house. It told me I was too early. Today, you had a slew, like 4 or 5 boxes that were open. Don't pay attention where it says 13 boxes open. I didn't really update that. But you had a slew of boxes open. I don't know which ones I got, which ones I didn't get. I don't care for that. I wish it would tell me if I was eligible, ineligible for some reason. But my point is, I tried to update, charge yesterday. It wouldn't allow me. Today, I'm sleeping at night. What you want me to do? I'm not waking up in the middle of the night to charge ERWIN. But when I went today to charge ERWIN, of course, it let me charge. By that time, you had 3 or 4 boxes open back to back this morning. It was crazy. You never have that many boxes open up like that. And I don't know if I missed out on them or not. I still averaged about 37 cents by the time it was done. So that's ERWIN. Now, if you go check the announcement section, they do have this version 2 that's out now that we talked about. They gave an update on their progress and different things like that, and kind of what's going on. So somebody will receive a NFT-based raffle of sorts, which enables NFTs. This week, lucky winner will receive 830 ERWIN, which is worth 1 Solana during the draw on April 27th. Anyone holds it. So basically, you hold these NFTs. I guess that's from Deep in Surprise or something. So y'all go check that out if you're interested in it. All right, moving on. We had NATIX. NATIX did our drop 2-3 weeks ago, and the price has kind of stayed the same. Nothing really crazy that that stands out. So since last week, 0.006, 0.006. So there's no really big changes in NATIX. As far as the Discord's concerned, no updates really in NATIX. Grass has had a price decrease. Again, I apologize for being the parrot that keeps repeating this stuff. Maybe they need to start wearing like a little parrot nose or something, or feathers or something. I don't know. But I still say, and I'm talking to both sides of my mouth here, grass paying out once a year is horrible. The fact that people are constantly asking the same questions about when are they paying, when are they paying, when are they paying, and you would think people by now in the Discord know it's after a bunch of epochs. At the rate it's going, it's probably going to be sometime this summer. And if they wait that long again, it'll be next year before it pays again. It's rewarded us once, which was back in October, and I think that's part of why the price action's been really down. Price action is it was up to 170 something at one point during the week, 173, and it's back down to 158 right now. And again, I don't know. I don't know how the volume's working out because nobody is making any grass right now. All right, so we're gonna move on. Honeygain's pawns, you know the routine with that. Any device I'm running grass, I might as well run Honeygain pawn. Same type of project, same type of tokens, price action, that type of thing like that. Moving on to DIMO. Again, I give DIMO props for getting this new device to me as a swap out, cool customer service, and I'll give them props for that. As far as price, you had a little bit of a price increase, if I'm not mistaken, since last week, but we were at like basically 7 cents last week, 7 cents this week. So there's not really that significant amount of an increase. You're still making about $1.44 a week when you're at one of the extended levels. I did go and take the time to that if you link up each one of your macarons or whatever device you would have to that vehicle, but then if you also link it to the account you have with that vehicle, like GM or Toyota or something like that, you get raised another level. One thing I am looking at right now is the staking. You get raised another level for rewards. So, instead of me being a 4 or 5 ranking, I'd be a 6 or 7 or something like that, which would help a little bit with rewards. I don't know how much. I know a lot of y'all, I have no idea. But I know that I'm not selling these tokens at any point at 7 cents. Even though the price isn't getting better, it just ain't worth selling it at 7 cents. I still don't even have enough to ROI on my 3 devices. Even today, we're going on 16 months, bought 3 devices, $89 a piece. It was about $270. I still don't have $270 worth. I've never touched my DIMO. I actually have received 2 additional macarons from a friend. I told you all that last week. So I'm currently mining with 5 macarons for 2 weeks now. So 2 of those are free. Rewards from last week, rewards for this week. And with that, I'm still not close to ROI on 3 devices. That's what the price action is right now. I just want y'all to be aware of it. I will still say, like I say every video, as far as all these projects concerned, DIMO is the least maintenance, most maintenance free. You plug it in, it's online, you don't have to touch it. It's in my wife and my son and my daughter's vehicle. They don't have to mess with it. They don't even know it's really in there. I mean, they know it's in there, but they don't have to think about it. They don't have to worry about connecting it like Soarchain or anything like that. So that's DIMO. Hopefully they can pull it out. They were a very good project. I was excited to get into them, 16 months ago from what everybody was saying. And hopefully they can pull this out. We'll see. Soarchain, I never did fix my rankings. Soarchain, price has been about the same. I don't think they've really had too much. Actually, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I totally blew that one. They're actually down 23% since last week. 23%. They were at 0.0054. They're now at 0.0042. I don't know what's going on, and why that might be, going on. Is down 50%, 50% in the month. And for the year, they're down 81%. Started at 2 cents, and they're down to 0.004. Soarchain. The one big announcement I'm seeing, I don't think I went over this last week, but Soarchain is coming out with dashboard camera feature, which is quite interesting. Soarchain right now is using just a device that's going in your OB2 port that you have to tether every time. My tethering, I don't want to keep beating this dead horse because I've told you all this for the last 3 weeks, but I literally went from one building and drove 3 or 4 blocks to another building, and my Soarchain will not stay connected on Bluetooth. That's how bad it is right now. I'm still doing it just to kind of prove. I need a haircut so bad. I'm trying to prove that it ain't me just giving it a hard time. I will connect it as I'm going to get my vehicle. I keep telling you, I'm like an astronaut. I'm setting up so much D-pin stuff, and I'm setting up my Soarchain, making sure it connects. Go to Bluetooth, it connects. I get 3 blocks down the road, and I see on there it says Soarchain disconnected. Why? You know, so you can't get that app to be stable as it is, but let's go add dashboard camera feature to it. Who knows what it's going to take as far as, you know, data or anything like that. But they're finalizing improvements to enable automatic Bluetooth connection between your phone and the Soarchain Mini. This should be coming in next update. Well, I'll have to wait and see. You know, I'm sorry, I'm not overly excited for that. I've heard this before, that Bluetooth was supposed to fix all these issues. For a year, I had the cellular connection on it, on my, or through my, was it Wi-Fi tethering on my phone, and it worked wonderful. An update came out and it just went to crap. So I'm hoping that this figures. I don't know what's going on with Soarchain, why their price is dunking so bad, but hopefully they can pull it out. You know, there's some things I just like to call BS out too, is that like this guy has 550,000 tokens staked with a return of 900 SOAR daily. That's, and then he's getting 800 roughly on 4 devices per week. So I don't know if he's telling on himself. I don't know this guy at all. I hate to accuse him of cheating, but like, you must have him. This is must be somebody with a fleet who never turned it off, because I'm telling you, I drove around again in Mississippi the other day, and I think I might have finished with 30 or 40. That was with hours and hours of driving. I question some of this, but you know, who am I? People asking if the project's dead or not. So just to let people know, because I know there are some people who questioned my intentions as far as with staking and stuff like that. I decided to go ahead and start staking. You know, I kind of left my flag playing for as long as I could, but I did a video on staking the other day. Go check that out if you want to see it. But 68%, I think it was 68%, don't quote me on 67% APY or APR, whatever it was, rate of staking is some really, really good rewards. Now, the price keeps going down. It doesn't matter what you're staking. You could be getting 200% APR. If the price keeps going down, it still ain't worth nothing. Nothing is nothing. But, you know, we'll see. But right now, Soarchain is my worst project. I'm sorry, I lied. Silencio is my worst project. Silencio has had a slight price decrease since our video last week. They were at 0.00015, at 0.00014 this week. When you average that out, when you look at the tokens I made, it's about 14, 13 cents a day. Tell y'all, I have this love-hate relationship with Silencio. I'm not gonna sit and lie to y'all and tell y'all that I run it as much as I used to. I don't. I'm very, excuse my French, but I'm pissed off the way that this raffle ticket thing is going. I will be the first one to admit that I was excited with this whole raffle ticket idea, because you would think with 422,000 raffle tickets, yes, not everyone's going to be a winner, but some are going to be multipliers. So you should end up with more than 422,000 tokens. I really wish that they would just get rid of raffle tickets at this token and just pay me 1 for 1. But the way the rewards are set out, they can't pay 1 for 1. But I still say, quit giving out 10 million token bonuses on some of these things. You know, what is that? 100 million right there of they giving out every month, and just split those up also with people, and you wouldn't have people upset. So nobody should be winning $1,000 worth of tokens on a raffle ticket drawing, let alone 10 people. I think this thing needs to be redone. Yeah, people who are you know, same thing with Soarchain. Soarchain, Silencio have these people in there that I call it fluffing the heads of the teams, because they sit there and kiss their butts and tell them about how great it is and how, you know, we're in this for the long run. We're in this for the long run. The problem is that I'm not saying you have to kiss the butts of people like me and other people, but those couple of people that are the cheerleaders are not going to keep this project sustained and moving. They're not going to give you enough data to be able to sell this to customers. Now, I'm not saying you have to give in to all the demands of people like me who are upset about the rewards, but you keep these type of shenanigans going on with some of these rewards, nobody's going to continue running it. Then what data do you have to sell to customers? So I got to say, Soarchain has learned from this because they increased their driving rewards since they got rid of the parked rewards. I haven't seen a really uptick yet in positivity with it at all. But, you know, Silencio needs to figure this out quickly, or they're going to be in trouble. All right, so going into Testnet, y'all know what my Testnet projects are going to be right now. It's Wingbits 375 AI. I'm hyped up. Wingbits, I got a nice rejuvenation looking at my beautiful new toy right here. And I can't, again, thank the Wingbits team enough for this. And I still can't get over the weight in this thing. Like, the thing is solid. I know I keep saying that, but like, I kept watching these looking at these pictures of these things, and I kept seeing like it looked plastic, but it's not. Like, this has got some hefty weight to it. And I almost wonder, you know, I've told people to put antennas on top of like 10-foot, what I call top rail, fencing top rail. That makes a good, when you had just the antenna, that made a good mast, if you want to call it 10-foot, you know. I know some people that put two of them together. I don't think you're going to be able to put this on top of a 10-foot top rail. I mean, it's heavy. So it's going to do some swaying in the wind. I'm very curious how this is going to turn out and figure out where I'm going to install this at. But I can't wait to get into this and start playing around with it, seeing if I can break it or not. No, I'm just joking. I don't want to break it. Definitely don't want to break it. But you know, Wingbits don't really have any updates since last week. You know, make sure that I'm seeing some people who, and I don't want to say we, because I'm not part of that project. I'm just a loyal fan. But we, as in people we were discussing on the Discord, knew that when geosigners quit rewarding, the people who don't have geosigners quit rewarding, people are going to start coming out. And sure enough, you have people now who are showing up in the Discord saying, all of a sudden, my miner that's worked great, my DIY miner, all of a sudden is showing offline. Is there an update or something that needs to be done? Yeah, buddy, go catch up on the last 6 months. I know I've told you this before. This is where my grumpiness comes out. I'm sorry. This is the dad talking. But I still say is, how do you get into a testnet project and don't keep up with the testing portion of it? It's not that difficult. And people are like, I don't like Discord. I don't like X. I don't like this. You joined a testnet project. Really what this is about, it's not really about getting in early so you can get more money for Lambos. It's about you're helping them test this network. And I'm saying this about 375 AI and about some of these other projects we were in before. But of course, also for Wingbits. You can't help them with feedback if you're not in the Discord. You can't keep up with the updates and what's changing if you don't know that you have to go and get a geo signer and go sign up, or that there was a cutoff date for a geo signer. And now your devices, 4, 5, 6 of them, like one of these guys is talking about, is now what you going to do? You didn't go online to claim the thing. You didn't get it shipped to you. I don't know. I wish they would ship the geosign to me, but so what's going to happen now? Is some people going to start getting upset and cranky and whatever? You didn't keep up with the price. How many geos? I mean, even if you were with Crank or Bit Harvest, a third party, and I don't know if there might have been some other ones out there, you still had to have an account with Wingbits that had your email that has your stations, and they emailed you several times to get these devices, the geosigners, ordered, and in a certain date you had to have them hooked up. This one right here, I told you I was on top of a grain elevator. It's still not fixed. So right now I'm screwed because I'm getting no rewards. It shows offline. Even though I can ping the device, I can see a TAR 1090. I know it's online, but because I don't have this, I have missed the cutoff so far. And right now I'm not getting rewarded. And I understand that. It's out of my hands. I can't climb up 200 feet of sod rail or whatever it is to get up on top of grain silo. Ain't happening. So what this right now, they haven't even got the parts in yet to fix this thing. I've been dealing with this for a month with them. So this might have to end up being a hosted device. I got one that is hosting for me in Canada. And is doing pretty well. I mean, it's not my top 2 or 3 station, but it's also not one of my worst stations either. It's capturing, you know, it's not Grumpy's International, Godfather of the International. So I don't know, but trying to see what my rewards are. But we capturing some hexes. We got a hex ranking 1 in some different places. This cluster right here is killing me in Winnipeg. Only really one of them, but hey, you know, I kept talking about putting one up northern here, but what I question is this guy right here is by himself, and you know, he's first place 92. Look, first place 100, 100, 100, first place 100, 100, 100, and if you could see, he's only making 200 wings a day. I don't understand that. I don't understand how he's exclusively getting all these hexes. And even the ones that he's sharing, he's getting a ranking 2, 100% or 10%, 21%. I still can't believe he's only doing 200, which makes me re-question putting one up here like I talked about at one time. Or, you know, is this capped at some point that, you know, even the guy that was down here that was getting like 1,000 wings a day, guess what he's getting? No, he's down to 500. He lost half. Now he has some devices going online and stuff like that. Louisiana, I'm getting killed down here. This looks like a shotgun shot the side of a map. I have more stations here than Houston's got. I have a new station that this is where I grew up at. Literally, this is where I grew up at. Somebody who lives in my old house, because I grew up on the water. We used to have like some kids have ATVs and stuff like that go by each other's house and stuff. We had boats. We literally had flat boats and stuff like that with 10, 15, 20 horsepowers, you know, and I lived, where are we at? Here. So I lived right up in here is where I grew up. One of my best friends lived right here and another one lived right here. So I would take my boat. That's how I got to their house. We didn't have bicycles. We had boats, you know, and then in the summertime, we'd go play football or something like that, football practice. We'd come out here on days off in the summertime and we'd bring our fishing poles and we'd go fishing. And with every time we were so tempted because we'd also bring a hydro slide. And, you know, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, this lake's like glass, Lake Punch Trade. And we would be great times growing up. You don't realize how good you have it. You never, that old saying that you never know when's the last time hanging out with your friends and stuff. And I don't remember the last time it was, but I'm sure we had a blast, man. But anyway, yeah, I got one more. Like, I'm not trying to be conceited, but like, how did this, like, I want to find out who this is. I wish Wingbits would tell me who this is. Just give me an email. How did you find out about Wingbits? What research did you do about Wingbits? I have an idea of who this person is. This is probably somebody who I'm pretty sure was on in the previous project with me. Because he has a station, he had a Helium station here and here, and a D-Fly station here and here, and now you have this one popped up. This one's online. I got this one, but like I want to question these people. How did you find out about Wingbits? Did you YouTube Wingbits and my videos didn't come up? That means my flagging's not working. Did you miss the videos where I said, do your research? And if you're living up in here, we don't need another Wingbit station. And that's not Grumpy being selfish. If you live up in here, Wingbits does not need another station. If you live up in here, Wingbits does not need another station. If you live up in here, Wingbits does not need another station. Are y'all catching the drift now? And this is from Wingbits themselves. This isn't just me saying that to be selfish, because, you know, somebody sticking a station up in here is it's worthless. But y'all over here is not affecting my rewards. That's why I like this project. If somebody goes and picks up a station here, if my station is not picking up any of these hexes, you're not affecting me. But I'm going to tell you right now, this guy's going to be awfully upset because I got, in case you haven't heard, I am the Gestapo of the Gulf. I am the Gestapo of the MF and Gulf. And when you put this station right here, first of all, you ain't putting a tower up in this neighborhood. It's HOA. You ain't putting a tower up. You ain't putting it above your roof line. This is my buddy's station. I went Friday, Saturday, scoped out a station right up in here. I got a station over here, station over here, station over here. You ain't stepping on me. You ain't stepping on me. You ain't stepping on me. I don't know if you heard me or not, but to whoever this is in Eden Isles putting up this station, you ain't stepping on me. You're wasting your money. You just donated to the Wingbits highfix.ai. Hopefully you use my code. That's the only thing I can hope. At the very least, use my code so I can get something out of it. But you ain't stepping on me. I got it cornered, brother. Got it cornered. Now, one thing I'm noticing is my rewards here. This was one of my top 3 stations. It's one of my bottom 3 stations. People are coming in here. I mean, I spent enough time on this, but y'all get my drift. You gotta do your research for Wingbits. If you all you watch is this and you cut through the chapters, you have to do your research going into Wingbits. 375 AI going into that. There is no updates at all. Some kind of partnership, maybe, with whatever this is. 375 AI lineup, 375X with ADO. Edge nodes powered by ADO AI. Hey, this is their first announcement. This is their first announcement in 4 months. Glad to see it's still alive and functioning. I run 375 AI on my phones. I have a code in the description below. Check them out. It runs in the background of the phone the whole time. You know, I want to say I'm on I don't want to lie to y'all. I don't want to lie to y'all. I am on a 72-day streak. 73 streak with 20 something epochs in it with 121,000 hexes. So we don't know what's going to come up with this or not, how much we're going to make off this app. But hey, it's a free app, runs in the background, and you just run with it. BitHarvest, for those who are unaware, the guy who runs BitHarvest Source had to be called to literally another country for a family emergency. And, we're still having issues with our grass. And while I feel like I'm friends with him, I've talked to the man on the phone many times, from starting with our previous project we don't speak about, even though I did say their name earlier. Comparing notes when we realized that was a scam, down to, kind of recently, feel for the man. You know, y'all know if y'all have watched any of my videos, you'll know I'm family first before anything else at all. But when a project kind of hinges on you, that tickets start building up until he can get to them. You know, I'm hoping BitHarvest can kind of find a way. They're a dang good project. You know, I can buy right now. I'm working out a deal right now with a guy for another Helium device. I can buy a Helium device from a guy who says Helium don't work no more, but the Pi still works. I can get it in from him, put BitHarvest on it, get the Helium working on it, and now I'm multi-mining. If I have a Wingbits DIY license, which is in my hand right here, I can put Helium, Wingbits, Grass if they can ever get it working, Curecoin, Honeygain, PawnsApp, EarnApp, and even ERWIN if I have that. Plus, they got other projects out there too. So I'm hoping Source can get his family issues, you know, helped out with the family members that need his help, where he's going, and can get this project back on track. I'm still messing with Wayru. Haven't had a chance really to finalize any of that stuff yet. And Sourceful is a project that I'm very intrigued by. I just don't have the solar panels. If you have solar mining or any kind of solar being ran at your house, look into Sourceful, Sourceful Energy. So again, y'all know the whole thing about the tokens. I want to make, because you know somebody cries about that kind of stuff. That God forbid a YouTuber wants to sell, or I'm in it to do this and pump tokens and pump projects. I don't do YouTube. People don't do YouTube for their health, but I'm not also purposely trying to manipulate anything. I don't have enough people to watch to manipulate anything, but there's that. Again, congratulations to Entropy, who was #1 again. Also, for those who want to join the Chirp KAGE, if you have an Android phone, here is my code right here. That gets you started with 25,000 free data chips. I didn't give that earlier, and it is in the description below. So it's a weird kind of goofy code, but you can download that for free on an Android phone and start scanning your networks. And if you keep at it and you let it just scan, especially just riding around, I throw them out on a dashboard and just scan, you will easily get up in those rankings. Again, I want to thank Wingbits for my new device. I feel like a little kid with this thing. Like, you know, as adults, we don't get toys anymore. You know, I'm cool. I'm so like, I am excited, not grumpy. You know, that is a rare thing. This thing is built solid, man. I'm telling you, I can't get over it. So, y'all know I got a code if y'all want to get in on this. I'm really hoping that this 3 dBi antenna does the deal. I have a 5.5 dBi ready to go, but I'm also realizing I don't have a TNC to N connector. So I need a TNC male. See, this is TNC. It's got threads on the side of it. Like BNC has the little clip. This is TNC. It's got threads, if y'all can see that. And so I'm gonna need a TNC on one side, male, to N male connector, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I believe so. Pretty sure I believe so. Either way, I'm gonna test them out and I'll see. And I'll get this hooked up and see what happens with it. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank y'all always for all support. Please join my new Discord server. I'm putting a lot of work into that, trying to keep up with it and stuff like that. Even though the last day or two, you know, we had Easter. Again, happy late Easter to all y'all. And I appreciate everybody's support. Got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff going on projects. Bitcoin's getting a little interesting. Well, so we'll see what happens. So without making this video, I do have another video coming. It's the 30 minutes I took off of yesterday's video. That was 1 hour and 10 minutes. And about splitting connectors to 2 different antennas or one antenna to 2 devices and stuff like that. Cause I've had some people ask me about that, and I've experimented a little bit with it myself, and want to share that with everybody for Wingbits. I did put out a video last night about the AirSpy Mini. That was it was an hour and 10. I think it's an hour and 10. Probably, and it's probably an hour too long, but I kind of wanted to cover a little bit of everything of what we've covered in the past. And then the end, it's got some links to some previous videos of what we did about some advanced stuff. So check that out. I literally worked on that all day yesterday. In between going to family events and stuff, I started like at 9 o'clock in the morning. Then ate breakfast with my kids, Easter bunny type thing. Came back and did some more video. Went, took a shower to get ready for my mother-in-law's house. Came back and cut some more video because, you know, my wife, who says she'd be ready in 5 minutes, means it's an hour. Luckily, she doesn't ever watch any of these videos. I cut some more video, came back, went to mother-in-law's, came back, finished out the videos 3-4 hours later. And I realized I'm sitting there thinking it's going to be about a 30-40 minute video. And it literally was an hour and a half worth of video. And I said, I can't make these people watch this, even with chapters. So, you know, there that is. But I put a little work into that, even though it's very confusing. But I hope people get it. AirSpy Minis, y'all kept asking about AirSpy Minis. And it was kind of like I explained it, like I've been trying to tell people. If you like to just always maximize your stuff, to squeeze every little message in every possible aircraft, I have a plan in there for you. If you kind of want to half it a little bit, where you get the AirSpy Mini, but then, you know, you kind of want to put the you know, with a cheaper LNA and not spend $90 on the LNA and a cavity filter, then yeah, you can try these out, these little purple ones from AliExpress. I told you I've been testing all this stuff for y'all. I'll give you a little hint. You might want to go watch the video, but see this black one, this wideband one that I really liked from my hand projects? This and this paired up. Don't underestimate this. You might want to go watch that video. So that's it. Can't make this video any longer than what it is already. Thank y'all for watching. More videos coming up. Make sure you come by on Thursdays, Thursday Night Live, 7 p.m. Central Time, where we'll discuss more about all this stuff. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like this video, please. Please help me out, like the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and go join that Discord. Thank y'all. See y'all next video.